Live Well with Dr. Mel. I'm Dr. Mel, licensed physical therapist and holistic health coach. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. You'll get access to all my free physical therapy tips and tricks. In this video, we're going to go through carpal tunnel. Simple stretches you can do daily in order to relieve your pain and symptoms. If you're ready, let's get started. So what is the carpal tunnel and what does it consist of? The carpal tunnel, as you can see in this image, you have the median nerve that intersects to the thumb to the ring finger, as well as your tendons that flex your fingers and flex your wrist, as well as the carpal ligament. So if the tendons or muscles connecting to the fingers and wrist are tight, it can cause pinching of the median nerve, as well as if those carpal ligaments are tight, it can cause pinching of the median nerve, which can cause tingling sensation, pain to the thumb to the ring finger. So in order to relieve your pain and symptoms, we need to stretch this area. So let's first warm up the wrist by just doing some flexion and extension. So bending the wrist as much as you can and extending the wrist as much as you can. You can hold at your end range for 1 to 3 seconds and then come back up. And I would repeat this 10 to 20 times just to warm up the wrist into flexion and extension before we get into deeper stretching. I also want you to do this with your thumb pointed up. So you're going to flex and extend your wrist into ulnar and radial deviation. Make sure not to move your forearm, and you're only moving the wrist. This will loosen up and get some blood flow and circulation to the area we'll be stretching. So again, in this direction, in ulnar and radial deviation, you can do about 10 to 20 of these as well. So now we're at my favorite part of the video. We're getting into the stretches. So these stretches are what I want you to do daily in order to relieve your symptoms. So the first stretch, put your palm up, facing up, and try to extend your wrist as much as possible. If this is a very new acute injury, this may be enough for you right here. So just hold this stretch for 20 seconds, and then go ahead and go into the other direction, pointing your fingers towards you, and stretch in the other direction for 20 seconds. If this isn't too tough for you and you want to intensify the stretch, all you have to do is use your other hand to pull your fingers closer towards you, getting more of an opening in the front of that wrist, releasing that carpal tunnel. Same thing for the other direction. Try to keep your elbow straight and flex the hand towards you. Hold for 20 seconds. I will repeat this 2 to 3 times. The next stretch, and I think it gets a little bit more intense because we're gonna isolate into that area between the thumb and the ring finger where most of the symptoms occur for those of you with carpal tunnel. So instead, this time, I want you to grab the thumb. So what you're gonna do is bring the other hand, instead of just bringing the hand on top for the fingers, now you're gonna hook the hand around the thumb, getting more of a stretch, widen the fingers, getting more of a stretch through that area where you're getting most of the symptoms. So now you're pulling the thumb towards you a little bit more, releasing that side of the hand. So same prescription, hold for 20 to 30 seconds, and I would repeat 2 to 3 times. Another great stretch is the prayer stretch. So now you're using both your hands, pressing both your hands together, nice firm pressure through all 5 fingers, and then as you lower your hands down towards your belly button, you're gonna get more of a stretch through the forearm and the front of that wrist, releasing that carpal tunnel area. The more you press through your hands, the more you press your palms down towards your belly button, the more of a stretch through the forearms and the wrists. And same prescription, try to hold for about 30 seconds. Relax, you can circle it out, and then repeat 2 to 3 times. So we stretched all the muscles and tendons that run through the carpal tunnel. Lastly, we want to do that median nerve glide to prevent that nerve from getting trapped. So the way you do a median nerve glide is placing your hand out to the side. Then you can turn your head away. You may already get some sensation through that median nerve if it's already irritated. This may be enough for you. You just hold this for 5 to 10 seconds. If you need a little bit more, you're going to tilt that ear down towards the left shoulder. And then lastly, and most intensely, extend the wrist, because that median nerve runs into that thumb to ring finger. By extending that wrist, you'll get more of a stretch on the nerve that runs from here to the tip of your fingers. Hold that for 5 to 10 seconds and release. And we'll glide again. Turn, flex, extend your wrist for 5 to 10 seconds. And then release. One last time. Turn your head away. Bend your ear towards your shoulder. Extend your wrist. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds. And I would just repeat that for 3 times. I wouldn't do too much more of that because the nerve can get more irritated than stretching a muscle. So you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to inflame it. So just do 5 to 10 seconds and repeat 3 times. Lastly, I just wanted to let you know, if you have an occupation where you're constantly moving your wrist and irritating that carpal tunnel, then you can purchase a wrist brace. You want to find a brace that has a nice strong support in the front of the wrist. So it usually has a metal piece that locks and stabilizes the wrist into neutral. So check out this brace. Something similar to that would be beneficial. I'll also leave a link in the description box to the brace I recommend. Thank you so much for watching my content. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave one. I happily respond to all comments. Stay healthy and well. See you next time.